Sierra, thank you. Well, in an election year unlike any other, we looked into the way people are casting their ballots. Absentee ballots are the big talk, of course, right now. In Tulsa County alone, the election board secretary says up to 130,000 absentee ballots could go out before it's all said and done. Because of the spike in requests this year, the election board is sending them out in chunks. Election Board Secretary Gwen Freeman is working hard to ensure safe voting this year. That's if you vote absentee or in person.
We've had hundreds and hundreds of people that are willing to take that risk upon themselves, as opposed to letting some of our older folks that have worked the polls forever, let them stay home and sit this one out until the COVID crisis has passed.
For more information on absentee ballots, you can go to our website, kjrh.com. All right, we're now only 5 weeks away from deciding which of tonight's debaters will be in the Oval Office for the next 4 years. Coronavirus is changing the landscape of in-person voting. Mason Morrow shows us what Oklahoma State and county election leaders are doing to keep you safe on Election Day.
Our first and foremost priority is the safety of our poll workers and voters.
The most important thing on my mind is keeping our workers and, of course, the voters safe.
The issue of high importance for election leaders across the state of Oklahoma. Keep voters clear of COVID when they visit the polls on November 3rd.
The bottom line is we've got the safety protocols in place. They have been very effective, I think, in the first 2 elections they've been used in.
June's primary election and the runoff in August, 2 successful trial runs, election officials say, for the presidential election.
We did find out a lot about, how to conduct an election during a pandemic.
Gwen Freeman, secretary of the Tulsa County Election Board, tells 2 Works for You that entails a required 6 feet of distance between voters, mandating masks for poll workers, and sanitizing voting stations. Freeman also says a limited amount of voters will be allowed inside their polling places at one time. They're even giving each voter their own pen to fill out a ballot.
We're trying to take every measure possible.
The extra precaution, plus the potential for historic voter turnout, local election leaders warn of wait times at polling places. If you're voting in person on November 3rd, they suggest getting to the polls early and practicing patience. For the first time, the Tulsa County Election Board will use One Oak Field as its only early voting location. If you'd like to vote in person but are afraid of contracting COVID in a confined polling place, you can come here to vote from October 29th until October 31st. In Tulsa, Mason Morrow, 2 Works for You.